Hello and welcome everybody to Adventure Week, and as the joke goes on the Incense podcast, that is W-E-A-K. Unfortunately this year Adventure Week is not living up to the hype of the last sort of 6 or 7, and there are quite a few reasons as to why. But before we kick off, I have to say a massive thank you to Pandy Wandy He, who's from the Patreon squad, who gifted us the event ticket for Adventure Week this year, which has a lovely picture on it. The thing with this Adventure Week is that, as you can see from all of the bonuses there, yes, the classic spinning stops XP is boosted, and it's 5 times XP for spinning brand new Pokestops. The whole meaning behind Adventure Week is going to somewhere new to go and explore. It used to go alongside fossil Pokemon being the main feature of the event. However, this year there are shiny boosted Pokemon that you can find mostly in these 7-kilometer regs. So we've got a batch just going, and unfortunately we're gonna have to do the full 7 kilometers because I don't have incubators. So it's the Gen 4, Gen 5 and Gen 6 fossil Pokemon that are featured, and the shiny boost, do take that with a pinch of salt, as always, because things are locked in eggs and in research as well. They can be found in quests. Yes, they could be shiny boosted, but may not be to the highest extent. Usually this event features stuff in the wild, but if we scroll over to the map here, you'll see a distinct lack of not only fossil Pokemon, but just rock-type Pokemon in general. Kabuto and Omanyte are the only featured fossil-type Pokemon in the wild. Aerodactyl is a maybe, but it's Gen 1 focus. Right. Last year we had Tyrunt and Amaura available, Archen and Tirtouga were available, and Cranidos and Shieldon had a research day and were heavily featured in the wild. This year, they're literally not focused at all, which is a really bad decision in my view. However, there are some little gems of hope with this event. First up, the research tasks that you're going to be able to encounter. So the ones that you might want to be going for are the Explore 2 kilometers and the Hatch and Egg. They're going to give you the ones that are shiny boosted for this event. However, spin 10 stops could give you the Drillbur, and from my standpoint, Drillbur is the best spawn by far. Great shiny, very usable Pokemon both in its regular and its shadow variant, so a good one to go grinding for XL Candy. Get yourself a ground / a rock type Megadan if you can do. But when you start looking at the spawns for this event, you've got Diglett, which was featured heavily in the Better Together event because it had the Alolan and the Kanto variant, so that's old hat, frankly. It doesn't have a top hat like Fashion Week. We've also got the likes of Bunnelby in here, which, yes, evolves into a ground type, but it's not a fossil Pokemon. And I really don't like that factor. If you're going to change the format of an event after 7 years, you need to give something zesty in there. So there were 2 things I thought would be quite good, and quite a few people chatted and agreed with me on this one, or actually had the idea themselves. I think it was Francesco who said about the Explorer Hat Pikachu, which if we find it in here, I think it's this little thing that has the Whelmer bag for, adventuring and exploring. This would have been a really fun little extra spawn, to go for more of an Explorer Adventure Week style theme, because if you're going to take away the fossil type Pokemon focus and lock it in eggs and stuff like that, genuinely, it's very difficult to comprehend this event, and I'm struggling as an OG player to see the point in playing it that hardcore. Obviously, if you need any specific shinies from these events, you can comment down below and let me know what you are chasing. My grind is going to be Drillbur XL Candy. I'm not going to go heavy on these eggs. The other thing that I thought would be quite funky, if they could have put Satchel Dactyl as the costume. This was featured in Go Fests over 2023. It's a satchel, it's a little costume for the Aerodactyl. It would have been a little bit more interesting and spicy for this event had they decided to put that in there. And you can still get your Aerodactyl Mega Energy, still get your shiny, still raid for the Mega if you want to. And let's have a little look at what tasks are dotted around us. Not even an event task, unfortunately. This is definitely the worst Adventure Week that they've put out there, ever. I don't know why. It's just one of those very confusing things of why make one of the best events of the year that's been around for the longest time. Adventure Week has always been about going to get those extra stops and chasing fossil type Pokemon. Why remove one of the focuses? By the way, here is the paid premium research again. Thank you, Pandy Wandy He for this one. We've got a lot of exploring to do, which will definitely get done, and hatching some eggs and completing some field research tasks. Here are the collection challenges, and I don't need Dunsparce anymore, but it has been a shiny that's eluded me for the longest time. But you get 25 Aerodactyl Mega Energy, which is great. There's free Mega Energy and you get some encounters. The other thing I was thinking about is you could, if you're going for an Adventure Week themed idea, play more on the buddy bonuses for distance and walking and hearts, because that could have potentially made people want to go and explore an adventure, as it were, but there's no buddy bonuses whatsoever. It's just very, very odd why they've decided to do this, and I'm really hoping that August improves. We've obviously got the Mega Rayquaza Raid Hour Day thing happening tomorrow, which is fantastic, and I will say it again at the end of the video, but if you feel like joining me for Mega Rayquaza, because we're going to live stream the final one at 6 PM UK time, pop a comment on this video, including your in-game name and your friend code. I'll add quite a few people, because we're going to video hour 1 and 2, and then we'll live stream hour number 3. Let's catch the Dunsparce. Let's catch the Dunsparce and get it ticked off. This is Adventure Week 2023, which brought in Amaura and Tyrunt as brand new shinies into the game, which was fantastic. So Mega Tyranitar also dropped with this event, and there was the traditional XP and stuff like that. However, what they've done as different is, you can see here, last year there was half hatch distance because there was an egg focus. This year there is also an egg focus, but it's double hatch XP. That's why we're having to walk 7 kilometers just to do a batch of regular 7-kilometer eggs, which is ridiculous. And this is what really grinds my gears, is I remember this specifically. The wild spawns for last year were all fossil Pokemon from every generation, the 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the 2 new shinies, Amaura and Tyrunt, were featured in the wild last year, as well as in eggs, as well as in collection challenges and research. So there were so many ways to go and get it. This year, it's egg-locked. I think why? Tyrunt and, so I'm getting into rant mode here, but Tyrunt and Amaura have been featured in a load of Go Fest, 2023 Go Fest and 2024 Go Fest. They've been featured in tons of events over the last 18 months or so, and they're in regular 10-kilometer eggs, and they're the most common egg hatches out of 10-kilometer eggs. So quite why they feel the need to make them so unobtainable during this event, I really don't know. You know, oh my god. Okay, this is really going to boil my blood. Last year, you could do any number of, 4 different quests and get Tyrunt and Amaura. Oh my days. And then, yeah, the ones that took more time gave you evolved forms, but you threw those away. Contrast to this year, where literally the most of what you're going to get is trash. I'm actually dumbfounded. I'm even more dumbfounded than when I started this clip, so let's move. We're finding a few Drillbur dotted around, but getting no XL candy for our trouble, which is a shame. What is either going to be good news, a Drillbur task, or bad news, a Bunnelby. Bad news? This is quite common in the wild, so trying to get that anyway in research is unnecessary. I'm being harassed now by Pidove. Trying to vlog here, we got... They sense human activity and arrive in numbers. What's also really worrying is looking at the spawns. We've only walked around for a tiny bit of time, and the number of event spawns versus random regular spawns is really bad. It's honestly about 30% event spawns, 70% random. And that's not just me being in a nest. Genuinely, you're finding things like Meowth and Growlithe and Oddish and all that sort of stuff. But out of that cluster, there's 1 event Pokemon. Let's claim this little bit of Stardust, a little bit of Aerodactyl Energy, and moving on swiftly. I'm not sure I'm even going to be able to film for like 2 hours before getting really, really annoyed with this one. Spin 10 stops, lovely. Let's see if that's going to be a rabbit or a mole. After quite a long time, we have got a two Explore 2Ks. These research tasks could be Tyrunt with a shiny boost, but unfortunately that one isn't. I don't think we're going to get as hyped as we did for last year's, where we got the shiny Tyrunt from the collection challenge pretty early in the event, and it's one of my favourite shinies. I love that blue. This is another Tyrunt, and it's exactly the same rubbish. But there is also finally a collection challenge. Partly cloudy boost really seems to boost Aerodactyl's spawn rate, because before that I couldn't see a single one. We can claim some Mega Energy for it, and oh, not later. I want to claim it now. Oh my god, it's an Anorith. We had quite a long phone call to deal with, so the incense has burnt out, which means we can drop the daily incense. Actually, since we're here, let's spool on over to yesterday. Go and check this out, because yesterday we actually managed to pick up our very first ever shiny Clauncher, and that is a shiny that has eluded me for the longest time, and I think it was released early last year, and it's never sparkled, couldn't get it no matter what, and finally our first one that sparkled was a level 1 shiny. Absolutely amazing tone of orange on that, so fantastic to pick that up from random, non-event, no research task, no nothing. It was just random spawn. Let me know if you picked up shiny Clauncher recently or a while ago. But now back to the game. let's pop on our Daily Adventure Incense, and we'll raw of time it for a little bit, but not too long. And first up is a Mankey. Wonderful. Drillbur spawns are good though. Good number of Drillbur, which is okay. That's like the one good thing with this event. Oh, real quick, the Galarian Zados, and it's quite a little one. 451 CP. So we're looking for the non-boosted Galarian Zados, which is up here somewhere. Sadly, no chance of it being 100%, but it will be quite a good one actually, because there's only one potential CP at level 5-ish. Oh, and it hasn't reset. Thank goodness for that. So let's go for a Golden Raz, and hopefully an excellent throw on this. Bam, nice. Can't do better than that. One roll, two roll, and it's gone. No, that's a shame. Anyway, save the day with the Drillbur. We tried. Oh, even the Drillbur ran away, so maybe it wasn't us. My thinking with this is genuinely, if there's so few fossil or rock type Pokemon focused in this event, you might as well just run a Daily Incense and catch the random stuff off of it. These are 9 7-kilometer event eggs, and these could be shiny. They have apparently a shiny boost. Let's find out if that's going to be accurate or a load of tosh, as usual. The shiny boost in question is very likely to not be crazy like 1 in 64. These will probably be boosted to something like a 1 in 125. Honestly, you may have to burn a lot of eggs to hope in catching a shiny. My recommendation is don't bother. The likelihood of these Pokemon being available in an event in the future, in the wild, that's the key thing, in the wild, with easier access, is quite high. So save your incubators, save your coins, because there you go, there's a full batch of 9 eggs, and most of them were Tirtouga and Archen. In fact, there was 2 Shieldon, and the rest of them were Archen. Oh my god, see that's perfect example of why not to do these eggs. It's just not worth it at all. But it does mean we can finally claim these 2 hatch and egg tasks for Tirtouga. It's not like we've just had too many of those anyway. And this one will be an Amaura. Fantastic. That's like the first Amaura in nearly 3 hours. First Amaura we've had or seen. We can wrap up with this special paid timed research. Again, thank you very much, Pandy Wandy Hee for the research. And we're just going to blast through these because honestly, the likelihood of these being shiny, slim. And catching is even slimmer. Counter number 2. The non-shiny Amaura. I will say the second half of this event that begins on August the 8th with the Team Rocket takeover is looking way more interesting than this first half of the event, because a Shadow Lugia Ray weekend, yeah, that's August the 10th and the 11th, but Shadow Timber is coming to the Rocket Grunts. That will be a fighting type grunt, and Shadow Conkeldurr will be an absolute machine in the meta, so I'm definitely going to be going for that one. However, we don't know what the new Shadow Shinies are going to be. It's going to be very interesting to find out what they will be from not only the grunts, but also the team leaders. However, check. Not shiny Tirtouga. Okay, we've got 5 more encounters to check. Non-shiny Archen. Giovanni is going to have Shadow Cresselia, which I'm sure PvPers, not shiny, might be interested in. If I wasn't a completionist for the sake of this channel, I probably would save the Super Rocket Radar, to be honest, and save the Giovanni research, because, yeah, Shadow Cresselia, it's only PvP usage, and if you don't PvP, like me, what's the point, frankly? So yeah, oh, shiny Shieldon. There we go, finally we have a shiny from the second to last encounter. Again, thank you, Pandy Wandy. We can name it after you because that was a paid, gifted, timed research, which is awesome. Let's see if it's any good, because I don't remember the Hundo CPs from research. It's been a long time since encountering these from research. No boosted candy, and it's frankly a 2-star, but no problemo. Pandy Wandy, got your name on a shiny from the timed research. Fabulous stuff. And it means we've only got 1 more encounter to go, with a couple of incubators, which we're going to save. We're going to save those. Bam! Oh, that's the Aerodactyl doesn't sparkle, even though that has a much higher shiny rate. That is Adventure Week, and I think honestly we're going to look to conclude this video here because there's nothing else. As Adventure Weeks go, this is definitely the worst that there's ever been. We already outlined quite a few reasons as to why, particularly looking back at even last year's event with new shinies coming to the game being available in the wild research and in eggs, with egg distance bonuses, etc. This year, there is nothing new to offer. If you want to save, people were suspecting maybe Generation 8 fossils, but I think it's a bit too early for Gen 8. They could have definitely gone down a different way with this event. Not the route that they've chosen with lackluster eggs that you're limited on, no hatch distance bonus. All the boosted shinies that are labeled for the event are locked in, mostly eggs and some pretty annoying field research where you have to hatch the eggs or explore 2 kilometers that takes its sweet time. The wild spawns themselves, not only are they very, very bad in the vast majority, but they're also quite few and far between. Difficult to actually find the featured Pokemon in this event, really. There's been a lot of extra stuff. Eevee, Meowth, I've seen tons and tons of random spawns that are nothing to do with this adventure week at all. And you think, if something's bad, like, I don't know what's going on, genuinely. So that's by the by, that's Adventure Week. We won't be covering any more of this. We'll be waiting for the Team Rocket takeover. However, as I mentioned before, Mega Rayquaza's triple raid hour session is coming up tomorrow. And you can drop a comment below, including your in-game name and your friend code if you wish to join me for that. I'll be sending out some invites, and there is a 20 remote raid cap increase, which is fantastic. So a few more people can remote it, get the Mega Energy, and get the Meteorite that comes with the free research for tomorrow. But thank you very much to every single person on my Patreon squad. Apart from gifting some event tickets and things like that, which is always really appreciated. Thank you so much, everybody who does that. They're the reason we're able to continue bringing you content, doing the live streams and going to live events. And hopefully we have at least one more in the rest of 2024. But every single one of you there, thank you so much for your contribution towards me as a creator and the content created on the channel. We've already talked about Mega Rayquaza, so we're going to look forward to that. If you enjoyed this video, I know it's very difficult when something is a bad event to make it interesting. This is a video to demonstrate perhaps why you should take this one a bit easier, and really there are going to be more events in the future where the Pokemon that you may want to shiny, maybe you don't have shiny Tirtouga or Archen, they not only are regularly in 10km eggs and Adventure Sync 10km eggs, but they will be in another event probably in the future somewhere with a more easily accessible check for the shiny. If you enjoyed this video, go and check out either one of the bits of content on your screen right here. Maybe go and check out what Adventure Week was like last year, because trust me, it was a damn sight better. And we've been running Daily Incense. You saw the Galarian Zados decided to run away. Go and check out this Daily Adventure Incense challenge. Let me know if you want to see some more Daily Adventure Incense challenges and things like that. But I'm looking forward to Mega Raid tomorrow. Hopefully I can see quite a few of you in the raid lobbies. We'll have a video out tomorrow and a live stream at 6 PM BST. So until the next time, do take care.